I was looking for manga to read, and one happened to catch my eye. And if you're wondering how did it catch my eye, I won't even lie to you. Most of the volume covers look like crazy bitches, and most of the time when I seen a manga or anime with a crazy woman, it's at least a 7 out of 10. Well, the shelf for that anime named Shuffle. By the way, if you're wondering what manga I'm talking about or referring to, I'm talking about Is My Reality a Love Game? This was released back in 2017 and still releasing today. The manga itself spans over 78 chapters and still going. But enough about that, let's start with the story from the beginning. It starts off with a guy waking up to a screen display in his face showing him things from a game, or game type things like status, load, and save. You know, typical game stuff. It even shows his bank account in an item shop. One thing in the item shop catches his eye, with that being a level 1 scouter, which let him get information on anybody he pointed towards. So he gets the item and decides to test it out for himself. And by the way, on his display screen, it says he has an objective to assault someone. This will be important for later. But he does confirm that the scouter is a legit item, because when he goes to scan somebody, it actually works, telling him things like their name, address, and basic information. And I know I say basic loosely here, because it's showing that if he can level up the skill, it can show even more deeper details of a person. Now I know what you're probably thinking, this is some stalker type shit. And I'm right with you, but this is not important right now, let's just continue the story. Because a second later, he sees another woman named Sakura Ami, and he decides to scout her. And after using the scouter on her, he finds out that she's actually in an argument with her husband, and that she's regularly cheating on him. Knowing this, the main character opens up his item shop again, and he gets a tranquilizing spray and multifunction key. And at this point, I'm low-key thinking he's going down the redo a healer route. By the way, now that I think make a difference, but the main character doesn't exactly think this is the real world. He thinks this is some type of game that he's stuck in, that he gotta complete the objective to get out. And if you're wondering why he thinks this is a video game-like world, after he breaks into the woman's house, two choices appears right in his front of his face, and asks him to decide which one to do. And he chooses to knock her out with the spray that he got from the item shop. And after that, he tries to take her rights. Thank God though, the police happens to appear and arrest him. But before they can take him to jail, he reloads his save file from the previous morning, resetting everything but his money and taking away all his items. So obviously he made the wrong choice when he decided to pick the one of the two. After resetting and loading back into the previous morning, his display screen decides to help him a little bit, saying that if he doesn't complete the objective within 8,759 hours, he's gonna basically flatline. Knowing that though, and being desperate to live, he goes after Sakurai again to complete his objective, but not like last time. This time he's trying to come up with a plan and get to know things about her. So after Sakura leaves, he decides to sneak into the house to learn things about her. But this plan is short-lived because while he's in her house, or apartment that is, she actually comes back with another man that isn't her husband, but the main character happens to avoid getting seen by them by just hiding in a closet. Now, while the main character is in the closet, he happens to overhear a conversation they have before they start having fun. That being that Sakura's husband left her because she'd be cheating on him, and she's kind of broke because of it. Remember this for later on, because this part right here is important. Back to the main character, he actually finds a chance to get out when Sakura and the man heads to the bathroom. Now, when the main character gets back home, he actually comes up with an idea. That being, maybe if he flashed some cash at her, she'll let him score since she's broke, and she's willing to do, well, seemingly willing to do whatever it is for money. And going off that, the next day he put his plan into action. Now, things don't go exactly as planned, but he does end up catching her attention after she sees him carrying money, leading him back to her place. But this is where the story takes, like, a little bit of a turn. Because when he tries to sleep with her, she has different plans. That is her attempting to kill him. But before she succeeds in killing him, he restarts from his last save point, restart in the morning. Now, after reloading, he realized that this bitch is kinda insane. He wants to see what would have happened if he chose the other option. Because when he tried to sleep with her, he was given two options: sleep with her, or just head straight to her husband's room where he used to be when they were still together. And since sleeping with her clearly wasn't the right choice, he decides to go see what's in the room this time around. And upon entering the room, he quickly finds the reason why she didn't want him to go in there in the first place. That being, the man that she was having an affair with is dead on the floor. And obviously now, since the main character knows he's dead, this woman can't just let him leave, right? Because now she finna try to attempt to kill him again, but this time with a knife. Luckily though, this plan doesn't fall through because he uses the tranquilizing spray to knock her out. And this is when the main character realized when the objective said assault people, it didn't mean take people's rights without their consent. It actually meant stop people from doing evil shit and disrupting the peace. Oh, yeah, and by the way, after the main character looks around a little bit before sending her to prison, calling police, he looks around and frees too and find out that she killed her husband. They never got divorced. So at this point, the main character turns her in for the 2 murders. And after he turns her into the police, he realized that he actually got reward. Not from the police, obviously, but from the system. He got money reward and SP, so he can try to level up his skills. Now, I only went over the first 3 chapters, so knowing that, he's obviously going to be forced to go and assault more people, or convict them of their crimes. But that's mainly what this story is going to be about. Him just forcing evil people into jail after he finds out they're evil. Now, I was skeptical about reading this story after the first chapter, but after making it this far, which was only 3 chapters in, I found out that it's actually going to be a pretty good read, so I think I'm going to continue with it. And I think y'all should give it a try too. But that's pretty much it.